Do you feel like you're walking around in a wilderness? Do you feel like you have a chapter that's closing and maybe a new chapter on the horizon? Well, let me just encourage you. Listen to this episode and see how you might be in a liminal space, a space of healing and transformation. Have you heard of liminal space? These are the waiting areas between one point and the next, the space between where we've been and where we are going. The etymology of liminal comes from the Latin word limen, which means threshold. So a liminal space refers to the threshold a person is in during a transitional period. It's a gap, and it can be physical, like a doorway, emotional, like a change in relationship, or even metaphorical, like making a tough decision. Liminal spaces are transitional or maybe even transformational times, and such places are often associated with a feeling of disconnection, maybe from reality, like a little escape, almost like an uncertainty. They can be physical, like stairwells, elevators, hallways, are all in between spaces or thresholds. Their purpose is to get you from one place to another. That's why lingering in an empty stairwell or elevator can kind of feel a bit odd. Any place that leaves you in between your usual activities, for example, terminals at airports are places just designed for waiting. Your destination is the plane and, of course, the new location where you're headed. The image of the airport in the media has expanded this feeling of luminality. We often tell stories where the key moment of change happens at the airport or maybe a train station platform or when people are saying goodbye. The Israelites even went through a liminal space in the wilderness. God had a purpose for them. That time was not wasted. They needed to learn to depend on Him. God often tends to our stories well in our waiting. He gives us hope and healing, and He prepares us for the next thing that He has planned for us. There are non physical liminal spaces too. And rather than being an actual space, these are like maybe a mental state. Thus, a liminal period is most often a result of a transitional moment that make you feel like you have a new identity, maybe a new role, like a new job, a change in your relationship, or even a move. Just as the coming of age is a point of luminality, so is maybe a midlife crisis or becoming an empty nester. This could be why the occurrence of the midlife crisis is so common. Many simply reach a point in life where they feel in between and they don't really know what lies beyond that next threshold. Like there's one chapter closing and a new chapter beginning. Can often cause fears of the unknown and just simply that need to have a gentle reminder that we know who holds the future, even when the future seems uncertain. Liminal space is where the healing happens. God heals our story as He prepares us for what's next. So make sure to take the time you need. Don't rush it. If you feel uncomfortable in such a place, or maybe like you've gotten stuck in an extended liminal space, be sure to talk it out with someone. They may provide insights and even tools that help you to navigate these times. If you're feeling like you are wandering around in a desert or stuck in between, look at what thought is causing that feeling. Are you on the brink of something exciting and new, or maybe a little scary? A transformation, a new chapter, or a new season of life? Be very gentle with yourself. Be curious and allow yourself time to breathe. In fact, real breath work can help you so much. regulating your nervous system during this time. Spending time connecting with familiar surroundings and people can also help. This transition time may be a great time to do some journaling, self reflecting, even some self care. When we feel like we are in the wilderness, we must stay on the path. Stay committed. Don't make a sacred cow like the Israelites did. That didn't work out well for them. So don't make really big decisions or purchases. Just slowly stay on course. Remember, this is the in between. It's the valley between the peaks. And this is where we heal and learn and transform. Until next time, this is my hope for you. May you find glimmers of hope everywhere. Be sure to follow and share this podcast. You can find me at stephaniejohns.com. You can use the show notes below for coaching and to join my email list, Hope and Wellness. Be sure to grab that mental health checklist and my favorite planner. All of this and more in the show notes below.